Before winter in the US, the declining bee population was already a concern. Now, after winter, a third of the bee colonies have either disappeared or died. Multiple factors have been announced as an explanation for the disappearances. They include the varroa mite, viruses, malnutrition and pesticides. In particular, a class of pesticides called neonicotinoids. The European Union announced this month it would ban neonicotinoids. The pesticide was introduced in the 1990s and since then has become the most used pesticide in the world. Scientists are saying it's becoming more evident that neonicotinoids are toxic to bees and even in low doses can make them more vulnerable to diseases. National Beekeepers Association President Barry Foster says he's anxious to see how our bees will fare this winter, as many factors believed to have caused the disappearances of the bees in the US, including neonicotinoids, are present in New Zealand.
You may well use them on your pet and things like Frontier and so on that you pour on the back of the cat or the dog to control fleas. They've been used in New Zealand for about 20 years and they are in a multitude of products.
Mr Foster says current legislation only requires newly introduced pesticides to be tested on male adult bees and ignores what effects it has on other stages of a bee's life and on the queen bee. And he says the amount of money which goes into bee research, less than $1 million a year, is paltry compared with what bees are worth to our primary industries, roughly $5 billion per annum.
For an organism that's arguably as valuable to the economy as sheep and cattle or cows, we are definitely not doing enough to look after its health.
Biotechnology and agrochemical companies in the States are holding summits, launching bee care centres and funding grants to their own research into the problem, eager to clear their products worth millions of dollars from blame. Here in New Zealand, Mr Foster says he has had a go-ahead from the Ministry for Primary Industries to develop a bee health survey to ascertain if national losses are increasing and if so, why, and how this could be mitigated. This is due to happen later this year. For many beekeepers, though, this may be a long winter of waiting and hoping. John Watson for the Daily Report.